Texan Macy Toronjo's story is about both toughness and perseverance. Injuries are routine in gymnastics, but Macy's are anything but. The downward spiral began with a torn rotator cuff her senior year in high school, an injury that Macy did not know she even had.
I got here and they were like, sorry, your rotator cuff is 90% torn off of your bone and you have to get surgery. Like, you're not gonna get cleared. And that was the hardest thing I ever had to do. The doctors didn't know if I was gonna be able to come back because this is such a rare tear of the shoulder. They didn't know. So beating odds, that's what I like to do. I like to prove people wrong in life, clearly.
And boy, did she ever. She was the first UCLA gymnast to come back from a torn rotator cuff. And when it finally looked like she would take off, fate conspired against her.
Well, I woke up and I couldn't see my phone. It wasn't black, it was like everything was fuzzy, totally fuzzy, and everyone's faces were distorted and everyone's bodies were distorted. It was the scariest thing, and I couldn't see my phone to call my mom.
The diagnosis? Voit-Koyanagi-Hirata disease, otherwise known as VKH, a rare autoimmune disorder in the eyes that causes loss of vision. Macy was legally blind.
I didn't know if I was ever gonna be able to see again. And like, in my mind, like the most things I would miss, I'm like, what if I never get to see my family again? And what if I never get to see a sunset? Like, those things stuck to me.
After being prescribed a strong antibiotic, her sight came back and so did her spirits. Slowly, Macy was able to train again, and it all led up to her debut as a redshirt freshman in the tri-meet against Bridgeport and Utah State last February.
My absolute favorite moment was when she did her first floor routine last year and scored a 9.9, and it was sheer determination. It was a celebration of all she'd been through. And then it was just this floodgate, myself included. Just I could not get to her fast enough. I was so not proud of her, happy for her.
Welcome to the Pac-12, Macy Toronjo.
Floor is Macy's best discipline, and Kondos-Field choreographs each gymnast routine and puts them into characters to portray. Last season, the two decided that she would take on the persona of Audrey Hepburn.
It's like, you know, one of those famous, iconic, like, royalties to me. And I was like, I'm Audrey Hepburn 2.0, because I was like sassy, but still regal.
And she was able to pull off the subtleties of movement and dance. And I always felt that Audrey Hepburn is someone who is very strong, but is just so poised. And that was the persona that Macy carried on floor. It was just like it hit me.
We are artistic gymnasts. We're not just gymnasts. Like, we put on a show for people. And so I think it's important to captivate who your character is.
With one season under her belt and two serious obstacles cleared, Kondos-Field hopes that Macy will eventually be able to compete in the all-around for the team.
She's a beautiful gymnast on every single event, but once she can pull through and when she's healthy, she doesn't have a weakness. She's powerful, she's strong, she's gorgeous, she has beautiful form, she knows how to perform and compete, and it's like you want to watch her when she's on the event. So we're hoping she'll be in the all-around.
It's not a good idea to bet against Macy, especially with Kondos-Field in her corner.
I love that Miss Val cares about you as a person before an athlete, and I think that's really important in these years of growing up into womanhood.